If you are over 65, stop whatever you're doing and really listen because what I'm about to explain goes against what most people believe. Walking is healthy, yes, but it is not enough to keep your legs strong as you age. Not even close. And I want you to think about this honestly for a second and answer in the comments. Do you walk regularly but still feel weaker than you did a few years ago? If that sounds like you, type yes below. If walking alone truly worked, then millions of older adults who walk every single day would not struggle to climb stairs. They would not need to push off their thighs to get out of a chair. Their knees would not shake when standing up, and they would not lose balance the moment they step on uneven ground. But that is exactly what happens. Surgeons and physical therapists see this every week. People who walk daily, sometimes for miles, yet their muscles continue shrinking, their balance continues declining, and their risk of falling increases every year. Let me ask you something important right now. Have you ever felt unsteady even though you consider yourself active? If yes, comment UNSTADY. The truth is simple and uncomfortable. Walking only uses a small portion of your leg muscles, and it uses them in a very limited way. It does not strengthen the muscles that aging attacks the fastest. That's why muscle loss continues even in people who walk faithfully. So stay with me for a few minutes, because you're about to learn 3 surgeon-approved exercises that build more leg strength than walking, especially after age 65. These movements are gentle, joint-safe, and specifically chosen for older adults who cannot do risky or high-impact exercises. Before we start, let me ask you this. Would you rather walk longer distances or feel safer and stronger in daily movements? Type longer or safer in the comments. Exercise 1 is the chair sit to stand, and this is not just an exercise. It is the #1 indicator of independence after 65. Surgeons and physical therapists use one simple test to predict whether an older patient will live independently or require long-term assistance. Can they stand up from a chair without using their hands? I want you to pause mentally and answer honestly in the comments right now. If you need your hands, type hands. If you can stand without them, type no hands. There is no judgment here. This is information that helps you. Why does this movement matter so much? Because sitting and standing activates the exact muscles that protect you as you age. The quadriceps, the glutes, the hips, the core, and the deep stabilizers around the knees. Walking barely activates these muscles, but standing from a chair activates all of them at once. This is the same movement you use when getting out of bed, standing up from the toilet, rising from a couch, or getting out of a car. Let me ask you something very practical. Which of those feels hardest for you right now? Getting out of a chair, climbing stairs, or getting out of a car? Comment chair, stairs, or CAR. To perform this exercise, sit on a sturdy chair with your feet shoulder-width apart. Lean forward slightly, push through your legs, and rise up without using your hands if you can. Then lower yourself slowly back down. Aim for 8 to 12 repetitions, rest, and repeat for a second set. If you need to use your hands at first, that is completely fine. In fact, it's expected for many people. What matters is that you practice this movement consistently. Over time, your legs will grow strong enough to support your body. And here's an important question. How many times a day do you stand up from a chair without thinking about it? That number is exactly why this exercise is so powerful. Surgeons trust this movement because research consistently shows that people who perform better on the sit-to-stand test walk faster, climb stairs more easily, maintain independence longer, and experience fewer dangerous falls. Walking does not train this pattern at all. After just a few sessions, most people feel their thighs and hips working in ways they haven't felt in years. Within weeks, standing becomes easier. Within months, confidence returns. Let me ask you this. Would feeling more confident standing up change your daily life? If yes, type confidence below. Lean forward slightly, push through your legs, and rise up without using your hands, then lower yourself slowly back down with control. Do this movement 8 to 12 times, rest briefly, and repeat for a second set. If you cannot do it without assistance, that is completely fine. Use your hands lightly on the chair or on your thighs. What matters is not perfection but practice. Over time, your legs will grow strong enough to support your body. And I want you to be honest with yourself and answer in the comments. Right now, do you need your hands a little, a lot, or not at all? Type a little, a lot, or none. Surgeons trust this movement because research consistently shows that people who perform better on the sit-to-stand test walk faster, climb stairs more easily, maintain independence longer, and experience fewer dangerous falls. This exercise trains the exact movement pattern you use every single day when you rise from a bed, a toilet, a sofa, or a car seat. Walking does not train this pattern at all. And let me ask you something important. Which one of those movements feels hardest for you right now, getting out of bed, standing from the toilet, or getting out of the car? Write bed, toilet, or CAR in the comments. After just a few sessions of this exercise, you'll feel your hips and thighs working harder than they have in years. Within weeks, standing up becomes easier. Within a few months, you feel safer and stronger during everyday tasks that once felt uncertain. Many people tell me this is the moment they stop fearing chairs, stairs, and low surfaces. If feeling safer in daily life matters to you, type safer below. Now, let's move to exercise 2. Heel raises, the calf exercise that reduces fall risk by up to 30%. When people talk about leg strength, they usually focus on the thighs and hips, but the calves, the muscles at the back of your lower legs, are the forgotten heroes of mobility. Your calves push your body forward, stabilize your ankles, and help you maintain balance with every single step you take. When they weaken, walking becomes slower, stairs feel unstable, and the risk of falling rises sharply. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt your ankles wobble or feel weak when walking or standing? If yes, comment ankles. Here's something most people don't know. After 65, calf muscles shrink faster than almost any other muscle in the body, and walking does not strengthen them enough to stop this loss. That's why surgeons often call the calves the second heart. They help pump blood upward and keep your legs moving with power and stability. To do this exercise, stand near a wall or a chair for support. Rise onto your toes as high as you comfortably can, pause at the top for 1 full second, then lower yourself slowly back down. Do this 12 to 15 times for 2 to 3 sets. Why does this exercise beat walking? Because walking only uses about 20 to 30% of your calf muscle capacity, while heel raises use 80 to 100%. This strengthens the ankle stabilizers, the foot muscles, the Achilles tendon, and the deep calf fibers that control balance. Researchers have found that older adults who regularly perform calf raises reduce their fall risk by up to 30%, especially on uneven ground, slippery floors, and stairs. As the weeks pass, you'll notice your steps becoming lighter, quicker, and more stable. Your ankles feel more secure and walking longer distances becomes easier, not because you're walking more, but because your muscles are finally strong enough to support you. Let me ask you one last question here. Would stronger ankles make you feel more confident walking outside or on stairs? If yes, type confident. Not because you're walking more, but because your muscles are finally strong enough to support you. And that brings us to exercise 3, knee lifts or marching, the hip strength movement that walking simply cannot replace. One of the biggest mobility problems surgeons see after 65 is hip flexor weakness, and these are the muscles that lift your legs. They're the muscles you rely on to step into a car, climb stairs, lift your feet over curbs, and avoid tripping. When these muscles weaken, people start shuffling. Their feet don't lift high enough, they catch on small obstacles, and balance declines quickly. Walking does almost nothing to strengthen hip flexors, which is exactly why so many older adults who walk every single day still struggle with stairs or stepping over simple objects. Let me ask you honestly, have you ever caught your foot on a rug, curb, or step and almost lost your balance? If that's happened to you even once, type yes in the comments. To do marching knee lifts, hold the back of a chair or a counter for support, lift one knee toward hip height or, as high as you comfortably can, lower it slowly, then switch legs. Repeat this 10 to 15 times per side and do 2 sets. Surgeons rely on this movement because it strengthens the exact muscles responsible for safe, stable walking. It keeps your toes from dragging, retrains your nervous system to lift your feet higher, and dramatically reduces tripping risk. It also builds the deep pelvic muscles that protect your hips and spine. If this feels difficult at first, that's not a sign you're too weak. It's a sign these muscles have been ignored for years. With consistent practice, these knee lifts restore confidence in every step you take. Tell me in the comments which feels harder right now, lifting your right leg or your left leg. Now, why are these 3 exercises more effective than walking alone? Let's be very clear. Walking is good, it's healthy, and it's important for your heart, lungs, and circulation, but walking does not stop muscle loss. After 65, muscle loss accelerates every year unless you actively strengthen your body. Walking improves endurance. These exercises improve strength. Endurance keeps you moving. Strength keeps you independent. Walking keeps you healthy. Strength keeps you safe. Healthy is good, but safe is essential. Walking moves you forward, strength lifts you upward, and you need both if you want to age confidently. Walking is like maintaining the engine of a car. These exercises are like reinforcing the frame, the tires, and the brakes. When you combine them, your body finally works the way it's supposed to. How often should you do these exercises? For best results, 3 to 4 days a week, slowly and with control, resting as needed and focusing on quality, not speed. Most people feel improvement within just 2 weeks. Within 8 weeks, daily movement becomes noticeably easier. Within 3 months, balance improves, walking feels more secure, and the fear of falling drops dramatically. Let me ask you this, would feeling more stable and less afraid of falling change your daily life? If yes, type absolutely below. And here's the final message. If you feel too weak, too old, or like it's too late to start, you're not too old, you're not too weak, and you're not too late. Muscles can grow at any age, even in your 70s, 80s, and 90s. Physical therapists and surgeons see this every single week, and research proves it. Your body is not failing you, it simply hasn't been given the right signals. Walking gives one signal, these 3 exercises give the missing signals. Do them regularly, do them safely, do them with patience, and you will feel your strength return step by step, day by day. Your independence depends on your legs, and what your life looks like in the coming years depends on what you choose to do with them starting now. If you're committed to protecting your independence, type I in the comments.